I'm sorry, yo. I'm sorry I betrayed your trust. I'm sorry I pushed you all away. I'm sorry I made a clown of myself. I apologize. I shouldn't have pushed so many people away. Now I've got nobody. You know, I wasn't suicidal before. I really wasn't. But one thing I didn't realize was that the walls were closing around me so fast. I really had no intention of killing myself, but I would always push it too far. I guess I am mentally ill. Or maybe I will. I'm not trying to put responsibility on it. I mean, I did a lot of wrong too. I did a lot of wrong. Everyone's got to pay for what they've done wrong at some point. Everyone's got to pay for their sins at some point. I guess mine caught up to me. I hope that my story maybe helps to make YouTube a better place somehow in the future, to where people know boundaries and limits of how far things should go. In an attempt to be edgy, I fucked up my entire life. It was a fun life. I had a great time. It was great, but for it to be cut so short. I know this world's gonna forget me. I know y'all are all gonna move on. And everything's gonna be good, you know? There'll be technology and games and movies I'll never see. I'll never see Attack on Titan. That last episode with Grisha was crazy too, bro. I'll never see how Attack on Titan finishes. But nah, I'm gonna keep my composure. There's a lot of things I won't see. A lot of people who I wanted to see grow up. You know, John, shout out to Katie and you and the kids. Wish I could have seen them grow up. Wish I could have seen what happened with the boys, you know? Wish I could have seen what happened with everybody. You know? I've come too far.
In 2017, I was nothing more than a lost soul just wandering around because I had no hope left. I just got out of a traumatic situation. I was like really convinced I was going to kill myself. I had an idea for this video a while back and I just never got around to doing it because I didn't have the time. But I've seen some really concerning tweets recently about people just not feeling well or wanting to quit gaming and, you know, things that made me think about this video, so I just decided to go ahead and make it. There's been some friends of mine over the past couple of years who have really been going through a lot. Specifically friends I've known for years and love dearly. I also recently saw a tweet from a former teammate from Never Noble that said that she's going to quit gaming. She's not the only one feeling some type of way about that kind of stuff. And it's just, it's really just disappointing because you know how much you really care about gaming if you're in this, you know, community and been around this community for a long time. Whenever you see your friends dealing with mental health, like, and you see them going through a lot of stuff, like, what do you guys tell yourself or ask yourself, like, what do you want to do for them whenever they're going through these kinds of things? Because if they weren't ever going to come back online right now, like, what would you even think? It's one of those things that I want people to avoid, like, completely. You know, did you check up on them in Discord? Did you text them or call them? Or just tell them, you know, that you think they're awesome, even if it's cheesy, I know, but there's a lot of people who really want to hear those kinds of things. Like, I know I like to hear those kinds of things, like, just anyone asking how my day's been or anything that's kind of like a mini comfort small talk thing, or, you know, gesture, if you will. Now granted, a lot of people don't have such a close relationship with the people they game with on a daily basis, believe it or not, but the whole idea of meeting random strangers and gaming with them never really bothered me personally. But growing up and, you know, wanting to meet a lot of different people, I guess that's why I get attached so easily, is because I like meeting people and like actually connecting with them on whatever level I do. I mean, you're all gaming anyway, so it's like you already have something in common, and it kind of just, you know, goes on and on from there. But when you actually do gain friends and get close, the last thing you want to see them doing is tweeting shit that's extremely depressing and worrying. Not liking the games you play currently is one thing, but tweeting about ending your life is like very, very serious. And you know, or something about, you know, not being in the right headspace and pushing people away, like that's all like signs of someone struggling and going through something. And you know, I remember for a long time I had a pin tweet about basically ending my own life after the year was over. And I know it bothered my friends, and I was really set on doing it. I made a suicide note. I really was convinced that my life was completely meaningless and nothing could ever come of it. So, me being extremely self aware is both a blessing and a curse, in my opinion. But thankfully, I was contacted by most of the people I met online on Twitter and, you know, through gaming and shit like that. And I actually convinced myself not to follow through with something like that. I still struggle sometimes, but it's mostly just me being down on myself and just not being happy, and seeing others struggle that I consider friends or people I've connected with. It really does hurt, and I worry for them. Before I recorded this gameplay or even made this, I talked to some of my friends on Discord and just asked them how they were doing. You know, just to kind of just check in on them. And I want that to be the running point of this video. Is you gotta check in on your homies. You gotta check in on the people that you care about. I know a lot of people who, you know, I don't really talk to a lot right now, but I've met through here. YouTube, Twitter, fucking gaming, Twitch, all that shit. And you never know when it's going to be your last conversation with that person. It's really scary to think about, but it's really serious. And if you guys really do care about your friends and you really don't want to ever see them go, I really, really suggest that you guys check in on them. Just check in on them and see how they're doing. I know it's scary. I know it's like something that you don't want to think about, but you have to actually think about this kind of stuff, because it's heartbreaking when you wake up and you get that text that, hey, so and so, they're no longer with us. You know, they actually did it, and there's nothing you can do about it at that point. After it's happened, it's done with, and you have to move on. And yeah, no one ever wants to go through that. So this is just part one of this video. I really want to do a part two, but I really want to just open people's eyes up to the fact that these things are happening on a daily basis. You know, I check my Twitter all the time, and I see the tweets. I see my friends' tweets. I see people who I follow who I barely even know, and I see their tweets. And you know, I want to make sure that people are actually being made aware that this is a very serious thing, especially because I have someone going through this phase right now of like being depressed. And I just want people to know that if you need someone to reach out to, like you can always hit me up on Twitter, Discord, YouTube, whatever it is. Like, I'll always be there for you. And I want the community to take full fold of this and actually make this sort of movement, because when you check in on someone, you could literally change their entire life like in 1 second. You could be asking a question, you could just be saying what's up. So after you watch this, just go ahead and check in on your friends, and we're gonna keep doing this kind of thing every now and again. I want to make a video promoting the idea of mental health awareness and actually checking in on people. So thanks for watching the video, guys. I really appreciate it.